Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seat. The show is about to start. Hey guys, what's up? This is Phoebe.
And this is Mike.
You're listening to the Mike and Phoebe Show, and today's in-studio guest we have joining us from the City of Perris is Stephen Hale. He is the Public Information Officer. Welcome back, Stephen.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
We're so happy to catch up with you again.
Yes. It's been too long, so I'm glad to be back in studio with you guys.
Absolutely. Now we have a lot of fun events coming up to talk about. Let's talk about Memorial Day.
Yes, this past weekend, on Memorial Day, this past Monday, I got to go out to the Perris Valley Cemetery with some of our city staff. The mayor was out there, Councilmember Malcolm Corona, Councilmember David Starr-Rabb was all out there. He's a military veteran. And we were able to participate in the Memorial Day ceremony that the local VFW and American Legion Post help put on and sponsor. We started the morning off. They read 566 names of military veterans who were interned at the Perris Valley Cemetery right here in Perris, so that we could remember them and the cost that they paid for our freedom. And then we also, after that, the mayor gave a short Memorial Day speech. And then they did the Memorial Day ceremony, which if you've never seen one of those is incredibly moving. It's incredibly powerful to see how they lay the wreaths on the grave sites of these memorials and of these war veterans. And then after that, they do the ceremony where they ring the bell and they wait for a response. There's no response. They ring the bell. It's just a very moving morning. The sun was shining down on us, and it's a great way to us to remember those who paid the cost for freedom that are right here in Perris. Now, quick little fun fact. There's actually no record of the total number of names that are buried right here in our Perris Valley Cemetery since the Riverside National Cemetery opened, which is up the 215 on the off Van Buren. No more veterans go into the Perris Valley Cemetery, and so we don't have a record of that. So huge credit goes to our American Legion and our VFW, who literally they walk the grave sites of the cemetery, and then they cross-reference them to find who our veterans are that are right here in Perris. I think that is a huge... I'm a military veteran, so I appreciate that. I value that immensely. And they're taking the time to actually go and do that on their own. And they estimate they're about 2/3 of the way done now in the cemetery. So they've been doing that for the last couple years. And they estimate by the time they get done, they're going to have roughly 800 service members that are going to be buried right here in our Perris Valley Cemetery. So I understand Memorial Day is a great day to go out and hit the pool or hit the beach and eat your hot dogs and your hamburgers and be outside, but that's really what it's all about is remembering those who gave up their life for our country and our nation. And so obviously that's a debt that we could never pay back as a society, but we're so grateful for those people that did. And it was just a beautiful day to take a second and remember that. And I was very proud to be a part of that.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw the pictures on social media, and it was very sombering, very moving to see the ceremony there. And we were sorry that we were unable to make it that morning. But just remembering our servicemen, servicewomen who gave up their lives, we paid the ultimate respect, and we thank everyone for their service. And so Memorial Day, definitely, it's a happy, but then it's also sombering.
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet at times.
Yes, yes, that's right. That's right. Now, let's talk about Public Works Week. Is that coming up soon?
So we actually just had Public Works Week this past week, and on our city social media, we ran a series of videos highlighting our Public Works department. Now, the Public Works Week is put on by our Public Works Professionals Association across the country, and that covers the week of May 19th through the 24th. Now, the City of Perris, for those who don't know, our Public Works Department, one of the hardest working departments in our city, and we have two divisions. The first division is our Maintenance Operations Division, and they're responsible for the city's right-of-way, sidewalks, asphalt repairs. They handle street lights and traffic signals, traffic signage, and then, of course, weed abatement, graffiti abatement. So whenever you see, they're the guys that mow all over the city, all the different city properties. They maintain our medians. A lot of times they pick up trash. They do graffiti removal, all that kind of stuff. So they're important. And then you have our special districts, and they're the ones that are responsible for flood control. We get anytime it rains here, we get a little bit of chaos in certain parts of the city. Stormwater compliance, landscaping maintenance contracts. These guys, man, when you're at home and you're in bed or you're taking the day off or whatever, our maintenance crews, our public works crews, we got somebody on call all the time. They're working holidays, weekends, whatever it is. They're really the backbone of this city, and it's important to me that we take a minute and just say thank you to those men and women who are out there, because that is a thankless job. You can go and mow 15 fields across the city and spend all your days out there in 105-degree temperature, and then somebody goes, well, this little area over here, it looks like nobody ever did anything. Who's cleaning up around here? Who's doing the landscaping? So thank you to our public works team. I appreciate you guys, and I know that several residents around the city do as well, but we just wanted to honor last week our public works team, both of those divisions, for all the work they do.
Yeah, it's definitely a thankless job. When we're home and when it's flooding, raining outside, then you never really think about what's going on.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to do the cleanup, who's going to take care of flood control and all that jazz. So, yeah, we definitely appreciate the Public Works Department there at City of Perris.
Yep.
Sure do, absolutely.
They do great work.
Especially on even grass.
Yes, that's correct.
That's right. Now, another event that Mike and I were able to attend was the State of the City.
Yes.
That just passed this past week, exactly.
Yep, it was last Thursday, that State of the City event. That is probably my biggest event of the year that I cover. But I got to work closely with Mayor Vargas and our IT team. I want to give credit to my guys, Everett and Hector, who helped push this through. And then, of course, our economic development team, Michelle Agawa and all her folks. But the State of the City is a big event for the city where we take all of our community stakeholders, anybody that's invested, whether that's business, whether that's construction and development, whether that is education, whether it's, you're just involved in parks and recreation, whatever it is. But if you're invested in this city, then this is an event for you. The mayor came and gave a presentation on where we are as a city. We looked at our financial platform, and I'm happy to report that City of Perris is financially sound, and we're doing what we're supposed to do with that. We looked at some of our development opportunities that we're having. This year we opened a Sonic. We've opened a couple additional gas stations, some new businesses. Of course, everybody knows about the new Beyond Market that's going in here in Perris. So we've got a couple other things that are coming down the pike as well. Everybody, of course, is loving In-N-Out right now, so that we were happy to actually go and flaunt In-N-Out as well. And then, of course, we had parks that opened as well, all kinds of new stuff going on, skate facilities, our infrastructure. We've made major renovations to our infrastructure this past year. And so we were able to highlight a lot of that kind of stuff. So we said community services, economic development, infrastructure. Oh, and then, of course, our public safety teams. We give a full report on our public safety teams. Our public safety, our fire and police segments, they're contracted with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department and the CAL FIRE. And what I was learning and doing a lot of the research for this and some of the speech writing was that our fire department, actually, we have 2 fire stations here in Perris that are in the top 10 busiest fire stations in Riverside County. So what we get as far as calls for service is what we were seeing a couple years ago was a lot of times we didn't have the staff or we didn't have the equipment in place. And so now we've got a few new fire engines, new Quint truck that's out there. And we've seen that even though we have some of the busiest calls, we have some of the fastest response times now. So that's a huge credit to the men and women that work over in our fire department. But the entire event was awesome. It was hosted by the Perris Valley Chamber of Commerce. There was some good exhibits that happened before that. I think we had a choir performance that was there. And, of course, our presentation of the colors and everything. It was just a great night, some good food, and we were able to sit back, relax, and just kind of get a good picture about where the city of Perris is. And we're in a great spot as a city, one of a few cities in California that's really doing as well as we are right now. And we just couldn't be more proud of that. And thank you again to the Perris Valley Chamber of Commerce for hosting that, inviting our mayor to speak. And the theme this year was propelling forward. And I would say that Perris is propelling forward. We are moving right on ahead, and we've got some good things coming down the road. I can't wait to spoil a few other surprises in maybe our next episode here. But it's good stuff coming.
Hey, all right, a little teaser.
That's right. That's right.
A little teaser.
It's always a proud moment to listen to the progress where City of Perris and Perris has gone, where it's going in the future, to see all the new businesses that have come in, that may be coming in soon, and also see all the community come together too.
Yes.
All the businesses that support Perris, and it's encouraging to see like the camaraderie too.
Yeah.
You get to meet people who run these big warehouses, the big businesses, that they're here in Perris. So it's very encouraging to see everyone. You see a face to a name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, people from Stronghold. Oh yeah, people from this and that and the other.
Yep.
So it's very good to see all the businesses together.
And that's important that you say that because, a lot of times we see things that happen in the city in a very narrow scope. And so we think, well, if we're going to build a new park, where does that come from? Where do you get funding for that? And sometimes there's grants. Sometimes there's, the city pulls things from their general fund. Other times it's donations. And the more that your city grows and the stronger that your city becomes and the more that it supports businesses and it supports residential communities and even in some capacities the industrial component, that all goes into the quote-unquote bottom line of a city, and that helps the entire city grow. And so we look at things in a very wide scope and we say all of this, the totality of our city, because we have a strong public safety department that keeps our city safe. As a result of that, businesses want to come in and they want to put a business in Perris. And as a result of that, now people want to hang out in Perris. So you need parks. Yep. And because of that, now you need an infrastructure in place because people are driving to your city. And because of all of this, you need a healthy economic platform. And I think that the totality of all that went very well, and I think we packaged that very well for our residents. So we're excited about that. If you missed it, we're going to have that on our website probably in the next week or so. It is existing right now on our YouTube channel. If you go to youtube.com/Perris TV, or if you look at our city Facebook page, you can go back and watch the entire presentation, complete with all the videos. And Mayor Vargas gave the speech, but he had the support of his city council that also did some videos. So it was a good show. It was a good evening, and I'm very proud of the work we did, but I'm also very glad that it's over and I can come up for air right now and breathe a little bit till next year.
Yeah, you got to start for next year now.
That's right. I'll take about a month off and then get going.
Yeah, and I don't know if last year was any bigger than this year's event. It seems like this year we had a little bit more people because you had more tables.
Yeah.
Mike and I were helping. We noticed there was more tables from last year.
They almost had 150 more people that came this year.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
we were a little under 500, and I think last year they were in the 360-ish range. So
Yeah,
it was
because there was 40 tables and there was 47 tables this time.
yeah.
So it's definitely grown.
We're growing, and that's what happens when you have a growing city.
Yes,
Yeah.
You have more community stakeholders.
That's right.
We were very happy and honored to help and participate in that. That was a
Yes.
very fun event.
Yes,
Very
it was.
exciting. Now, I've been seeing a lot on social media, Stephen, about the road closure. What is that about?
Yep. So this is an important thing that we just want to give kind of like a by the way here, but there's some construction going on over on the interchange at the I-215 headed southbound from Service Road 74 east at Bonnie Road. This is going to be undergoing some construction to that area. That's going to be from Tuesday. It started Tuesday, May 28th, and it's going to go until Friday, June 28th. So it's going to be about a month's long worth of work. It is going to cause some traffic congestion or some traffic flows. Now, they've got tons of signage out there for your detour, to readjust and maybe go a different direction here and there. But as a result, the left turn, let me make sure I get this right. As a result, the left turn from Service Road 74 to Bonnie Road heading northbound, as well as the left turn from Bonnie Road to the I-215 southbound ramp heading eastbound will be closed and redirected. Please adhere to these detour signs and drive safely. And then I have a number if you have more questions about this, because this is not a city project. This is something that we've contracted out for. And it does affect some residents who might be heading out to San Jacinto, or anybody that may be touching out there in, kind of heading east almost to Hemet. But if you have information or if you have questions, you can contact 760-397-3633. One more time, that's 760-397-3633. So I know traffic reports are boring, but whenever you have one that's going to last about 30 days, I just want people we're trying to get the word out as much as we can on that. So anybody heading to that area, be on the lookout for those road closures.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been resharing that on social media. So it is very important, because then if you don't know about it, then you pull up on it and you're like, oh no, GPS didn't tell me about it. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah.
You're stuck in that delay.
So it's definitely important to know. Absolutely. Now, I also saw on social media about Metrolink day passes. That's very exciting.
Ooh. Yes. So the Metrolink, Metrolink and RTA are both doing some awesome things right now. They have some stuff. I'll have an RTA update at our next one. But Metrolink right now is bringing back their Summer Day Adventures Pass out of this. And this is a $15 Summer Day Pass. Metrolink, Southern California's regional passenger rail provider, has made summer travel more convenient and affordable with the return of the $15 Summer Day Pass. The seasonal weekday promotion was first introduced back in 2022, and everybody's been asking for it ever since. But the $15 Summer Day Pass is available weekdays through Friday, August 30th, with the exception of July the 4th, when Metrolink's $10 holiday pass will be available. Metrolink will continue to offer the $10 weekend day pass on Saturdays and Sundays throughout the summer. So this is going to be a pass that you can get. You can ride the Metrolink. If for more information, visit Metrolink.com. And then I'll get some RTA stuff coming up, but RTA also is going to have tons of options. And I think there's free rides for students and all kinds of other good things that are coming for RTA. And you'll start seeing all that on our social media sites as well.
Now, for Metrolink day passes, is that anywhere Metrolink runs within Southern California?
Yeah, anywhere on Metrolink you can go. So you can pick up right here in Perris and have at it.
Very nice. That's very good to know.
All the way to Los Angeles. So it was for free.
Yeah, go somewhere to Orange County or something. Wow. Yeah, that would be fun. Amazing.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And I also saw on social media, I get all my news on social media.
Good. So. That's where we're trying to put it.
Yeah, that's right. So the City of Perris just hit their birthday, 113 years. That's amazing.
113 years. Still looking good for 113 years. Now, I have this this information here about its incorporation. I just want to read this to you. So back in 1911, residents at that time, it was an unincorporated community. They had no idea what they were going to do, and it was an unincorporated group of people that submitted a petition to Riverside County supervisors, and they were seeking incorporation. And then on April the 18th, 1911, the community voted on the petition. 101 votes were cast. Mike, only 101 votes were cast to incorporate a city.
That was probably all the residents.
That was everybody that was left. That's barely enough people to have a good argument. And the majority was in favor for cityhood. So they cast the vote and agreed to it. And then on May the 26th, 1911, Perris became an officially incorporated city, and there's all they have at that time is estimates, and so they guess that when it became incorporated, the city's population was about 300 residents.
Wow.
Whenever it was incorporated. In 1920, that was the first U.S. census that took place under the newly incorporated City of Perris.
Of course.
And the city had grown to a whopping 499 residents.
Wow.
So just under 500 residents at the first official census. And our latest census numbers just came back, and we're just shy of 83,000 people. Ooh. 114 years. 113 years later.
130, yeah.
So happy birthday, Perris.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. We've come quite a long ways from that. So we're excited about that. May the 26th. 1911 was our birthday. So happy birthday, Perris.
Happy birthday, Perris. Perris has definitely grown by leaps and bounds just from when I was here.
Oh, yes.
Since Mike and I got together in 2005, that's where I learned about Perris.
Yeah.
Being Orange County girl.
That's my fault.
It's a good thing, Mike.
Yeah, it is a very good thing.
Yeah.
I knew of Inland Empire and, the Orange County thought of Inland Empire, whatever. But, then there's Orange County thought of, so that's okay. But, so Perris is grown so much. And the community here, I love the community, the businesses here. Everyone it's a small town feel, but there's a lot of people here.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I've always liked about it. I grew up in a town of 7,000 people in South Texas. That was it. And Perris reminds me so much of that small town vibe and the local connection that everybody has to it. And, residents really take ownership of this community as well. And I think that's really important. But the city is continuing to grow, and we will continue to grow. And I think there's a lot of progress, propelling forward.
Yeah.
That's been burned into my brain now after the last few months. But it's a good thing, and it looks good for 113 years. And I think it's only going to get better, like fine wine. So
sure,
absolutely. And we are proud residents of Perris, and even more proud business owners of Perris. So we're happy to be here. We're always going to be here. So there's no question about it. We're happy.
We ain't going anywhere. We're dying here.
Okay. Good stuff.
Absolutely. So this is Stephen Hale. He is the Public Information Officer from the City of Perris. Be sure to check out all the information that City of Perris has on their social media at City of Perris. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Mike and Phoebe Show on Alternative Twist Radio. If you missed any past episodes, just search the Mike and Phoebe Show or Alternative Twist Radio on any major podcast app.